the teacher's pet. I was homeschooled, but my dad always told me, put the odds in your favor. Don't make a bet you can't win. So, but my story is, I got back involved, like you heard up here, and JD's going to talk about timing and Vima. I got back involved before it was necessarily as cool. And that was cool then because we didn't know how cool it could be. We didn't know how good it was going to get. But I got in, and a lot of people were like, Richard, man, you're so lucky you got in at the perfect time. You got in, 5 years ago, it's perfect time. You know how many friends I got in with me that quit when I got in? That I think they would have still been in now if they had the bonuses, the car bonus, the products we have now. So now, literally, is the perfect time. And guess what, guys? Next year might be even better time than now with the way BK goes and how he creates things. So this company is just going to shoot to the moon. I'm excited to be a part of it. But, my story is I was a personal trainer. I heard about it at the gym just like Ronnie did. Unfortunately, I was skeptical and I said no. Fortunately for Ronnie and them, they said yes. And that's how we get to be a part of their wonderful organization. And everything happens for a reason. I tell you what, at 25, I was not mature enough. I was not the leader. I couldn't have done what they did. Everything happens for a reason. I'm thankful that I got in under them because they were able to help teach me and guide me and help me become the leader I am. And if you're in the room right now, it is a process. It is a journey. But you have to take steps. You have to do the personal development and stuff like that. And I'm thankful that I had you guys. Thank you very much for helping me develop along the way. But I didn't believe in it at first. I was skeptical. Got in, and then what happened quickly was I learned about residual income. Like Tom, when you were talking up here last night, residual income leverage. Man, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever experienced. When I was 2 months into business, I was on vacation with my then girlfriend. She's now my wife, and in Key West, and I made a $40 check. Whew, I was rich. $40 residual income. She looked at me, she was like, you were crazy. Why are you so excited about that? And I said, I'm excited because it's the first time I ever got free money. And then also, it was the first time I ever got paid off of not working for the money. And I said, and I can see the zeros behind it. Well, you fast forward to when we were in the hospital the week of the birth of our second son, actually 10 months ago, and our residual income for that week was $4,600. See, I saw the zeros behind it. And that's what I want you guys to have. I want you to have a vision. I want you to see where this can go. You have to have that long-term vision. And the Bible talks about without vision, the people will perish. And you've got to have a vision for your team, for yourself. If you don't have high goals for yourself, then how in the world can your team have high goals? If your goal is only to go diamond, if you're gold and you only want to go diamond by the end of the year, well, if you're only going to grow a little bit, that means your team's not going to be growing at all. So you got to have big goals for yourself so that you can have big goals for your team. So I'm going to talk about 3 things real quick before I get off stage. And it is act like a pinnacle, dress like a presidential, and roll like a bronze. A lot of you guys have heard that, but I want to break it down for you so it's not just a slogan. When I say act like a pinnacle, what would you do if you were top level accountant? How would you act? Would you be more confident when you're talking to prospects? If you made $4.6 million last year, what would your confidence level be when you're going to tell your friends about this? Pretty confident, very confident. So you got to have that confidence before you have it. You got to see yourself having it. You got to see yourself being there. And one of my downline leaders who just hit presidential not long ago, Ian Lenhart from New Hampshire, when I met him, I was only making like $2,000 a month in Vima. And he told me, because I didn't tell him how much I was making, but he told me 6 months later, he goes, man, I thought you were a millionaire. The way you talked and how excited you were and everything, I thought you were way higher than you were. Just because I had the confidence, I saw where it was going and I acted like it. So let your actions be as if you are already there, because you're not going to get there if you're not going to act and take the steps to get there. And then to dress like presidential. And what that just means is be professional. If 2 guys are coming to sell you something, not Vima related, and one's dressed like a bum and one's dressed like he's professional, he knows what he's talking about, who are you going to do business with? When you're doing $1 million deals like Ronnie, when he was back in his traditional business, he wasn't going to go do a deal with someone who did not look like he was going to be successful or knew what he was talking about. So if you're telling someone that you're going to help them make money, turn them into a millionaire and all this stuff, but you don't look it, you got to look the part. Now, I'm not saying be something you're not, but look good. And when you look good, you have a certain amount of confidence. So that goes along with acting like a pinnacle. And then the last one is the most important one, and that's enroll like a bronze leader, no matter what level you are. I just enrolled my 165th person on Friday, and since I've been in the business for 5 years, and I frenzied last week. And I don't say that to be like, oh, look at me. I say, oh, because I'm still doing it. Tom is still enrolling people. That's something that never stops. Don't get into that management mode where you're just managing your team and you're saying, go out and do it. Go out and sign people up. If you've been in, raise your hand if you've been in here for longer than 3 months. Okay, raise it if it's been, keep it raised if it's been longer than 6 months. Longer than a year. That's a good group. That's a solid amount of the team. So you want to make sure that you're still enrolling. You're not just waiting. I know right now, since December, my team has gone on a crazy enrollment spree. Jason Jensen, how many of you enrolled since Christmas? Personally? 16 personally enrolled since Christmas. Jeff Smith, how many did you enroll in that 1 week?
He's taping, but 14.
Yes, he's doing the taping. He enrolled 14 people in 1 week. Bradley Lloyd enrolled something crazy amount in 2 weeks since he started going. We have such a culture of getting back to the basics. Take off the top or pop open the can, hand it to someone, share the story of the health benefits and the financial opportunity, and let's build this thing. So no matter where you're at, enroll like a bronze, dress like a presidential, and act like a pinnacle. And I promise you, you do it long enough with consistent effort, and you'll be up here on stage, you'll be in the front. Thank you guys for listening.